or substance. Or here's another choice. Don't.
Dr. Alden Royce. I'm here to introduce Miley. She's going to be our new addition into the technology and science. Scientific expansion program. Ms. Golden, did you have something to say?
No, I just didn't realize we were a daycare. Done.
Well, that is incorrect.
How?
Well,
Miley can solve the problem.
okay.
I said, solve it.
There's no way.
Fantastic work, Miley. That is absolutely correct.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, here, let me demonstrate.
Allow Miley to explain, please.
Sure.
These have a 1-to-1 ratio, correct? So by your logic, it would complete one full rotation by the time it returns to its starting position. However, it completes 2 full rotations. Many problems may seem simple with obvious answers, but it's important to always make sure that it still works when applied to real-life scenarios.
Great work, Miley. Wow. Tell you what, she's going to have this fantastic.
She's going to be incredible. Fast.
She's gonna have all of this.
Do you want to go back to that house of horrors with those kids? I didn't think so.
I heard they just admitted a prodigy into your program.
Yeah. No, she's just some kid who looks like she belongs in middle school.
Do not lose the tough spot in your class to her. Unless you're okay with tarnishing the family name.
No, I won't. I promise.
Promises don't cut it. You have to prove it.
Well, how?
Miley, I'm handing you a phenomenal opportunity here. So be a good girl and make me proud. Understand?
Getting into the mentorship program.
Tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Mina linda, safadinha, arrega esse popô. Vai,
Oh,
tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Mina linda, safadinha, arrega esse popô. Vai,
oh joy.
Giving away this fruit worth 600 mil. To enter, you need to 1. Like, 2. Subscribe, notifications on, 3. Comment your username. Give away in 2 days. Giving away this.
No, it can't be. No, 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 it can't be. No, 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 it can't be. No, no, no. To go And so, if you looking for me, I'll be on the block. I'm a thing, possibly sitting on the trap now.
How's everybody doing this? Look at her hands. What? I can't do it. How's everybody doing this? Look at her hands. What? I can't do it.
I deleted my golden apple tree while trying to make one of those fuck-ass 100 likes and I'll delete videos. Please like this video so it wasn't for nothing. I deleted.
Fifth grade, here we come. Wait. That's not right. Sixth grade, here we come.
Let's be real.
Hi, Uber for Nick?
That is correct. I see you're going to the Niners game.
Yeah, traffic sucks, parking's expensive, so I thought this was the best idea.
Well, lucky for you, I know a shortcut. Now remember, in my car, buckling up is optional.
Whoa, you're going kind of fast.
Fast? Anything under triple digits is slow.
I mean, sure, but shouldn't you be concerned with your passenger safety?
You think I care? I haven't driven in 8 years.
What? How?
I just got out of jail last week. I was charged for vehicular manslaughter.
Wait, how are you driving now?
I got a fake license, man. They think my name is Lightning McBubbles.
I'm calling the police.
You call the police, and I will drive straight off a mountain. You might be afraid of death, but I'm not. Well, looks like they're already here. Shit, not again. I ain't going back.
Jeez, just pull over and they'll only give you a ticket.
You don't understand. I didn't just get out of jail. I escaped. You're on the run. I have a plan. Take the wheel. What? Help! Help! This man captured me. I'm a hostage.
That's not true. I'm in the passenger seat. How?
You shut up and trust me. Don't tell me what to do.
Wait, are those spike traps? You will be tried as an accomplice in this man's crimes. Hey, 1 star? Hi, Uber for Nick?
That is correct.
How many eyes does a spider?
How did you catch someone trying to ruin your life forever? So I run a little sandwich shop. Nothing crazy, nothing flashy, just a humble, greasy, nostalgic corner of heaven with fluorescent lighting and an arcade machine that only plays Frogger and takes exact change. It's been in the town for years, generations even. This place, it's not just a sandwich shop, it's therapy with cheese. Locals love it. New people treat it like a rite of passage. Cops eat here. Teenagers flirt and goon to Fortnite skins here. Hungover uncles sweat through recovery here. It's sacred. So when a health inspector walked in one Tuesday morning, I didn't panic. We'd literally just passed an inspection 2 weeks ago. I figured maybe they were doing random follow-ups, whatever. Nothing to hide. My kitchen is cleaner than a church choir's group chat. He introduces himself. Real serious. No smile, no small talk, just a clipboard and attitude. I'm here to re-inspect some things. Sure, Inspector vibes. He starts walking around the kitchen like he's speedrunning it. No eye contact, just snapping photos. Rapid fire. Like the fridge owed him money. He points his camera at the ceiling, at the floor, at the wall behind the mop sink. I swear at one point he took a photo of a broom, and I'm standing there like, okay, chill. Then I see it. He crouches near the sink and reaches into his coat. Now, I've worked in food service for over a decade, and no real health inspector brings personal items out of their coat pocket during an inspection. That's how you spot a fraud. That, and the fact that this man was wearing Skechers. So I casually slip away and head to my office in the back. I pull out a security cam feed, and what I see almost makes me pass out on the spot. He's planting trash, literal trash, from his coat, like he packed it the night before. Wrappers, moldy lettuce, a rock-hard sock that looked like it had been through trauma. I zoom in. He's sliding stuff behind the fridge, under the prep table, near the ice machine. And then this man pulls out a jar, a sealed jar. I zoom in and nearly throw up. Cockroaches. Not one, not two, a colony. All sealed tight in a jar like they're about to do a group mission. This man was about to release cockroaches into my restaurant. My restaurant. I didn't even think. I sprinted out of my office like it was a Marvel fight scene. Door flies open. Kevin the dog starts barking like he knows justice is about to happen. I run up to this man, mid-squat, jar in hand, and yell, "Put that down!" He freezes, like a deer caught holding a biological weapon. I snatch the jar out of his hand, slam it on the counter, and say, "What kind of dollar store sabotage attempt is this?" He tries to stammer something. I'm just conducting a full get out. I point at the door like I'm banishing a demon. He mumbles something about protocol and scurries out like a rat failed his mission. Kevin follows him halfway out, growling like he's part of management. I call the cops immediately. After a full investigation, background checks, ID scans, security cam review, turns out this guy wasn't even a health inspector. He was a paid saboteur, hired by the new sandwich place across town, the one with the modern minimalist interior and sandwiches that come with house-pickled arugula. They hired this man to come to my place, plant trash, release cockroaches, take photos, and get us shut down, because apparently business competition now comes with espionage and insects. So the next week I walk into the new shop, just to be petty, just to be curious. Owner walks out, fake smile plastered on like he rehearsed it in front of a mirror. "Oh hey, you came to try our menu?" I say nothing. His phone buzzes on the counter. He flips it over. Big mistake. The contact name on the screen, Roach Guy. I just stared at him. He stared at me. We both knew. I walked out without saying a word. That night, we renamed our most popular sandwich, a Snitch Special. Grilled chicken, pepper jack, a little jalapeno heat, and a white special sauce me and 5 other guys made. It sold out in 3 days. The rival shop, out of business in a month. How did you catch someone trying to ruin your life forever? So I run a little sandwich shop. Nothing crazy.
No, it can't be. How's everybody doing this?
I delete.
Let's be.
How did you catch?
How did your parents fail you? When I was 10, I accidentally spilled orange juice on our family desktop computer while watching YouTube. The sticky mess fried the motherboard completely. My dad was working from home that day and completely lost it. He grounded me for a week, took away my phone, and yelled for what felt like hours about responsibility and consequences. But here's the thing. After that week passed, the punishment never really ended. I kept asking about getting my phone back, and Dad would just say stuff like, maybe when you learn some responsibility, or you don't deserve it yet. A month went by. Still nothing. 2 months. 3 months. I started thinking maybe he forgot, but every time I brought it up, he'd get this look like I was crazy for even asking. By the time I turned 11, I still wasn't allowed any electronics. No computer, no phone, no tablet. When I needed to do school assignments that required typing, I had to walk to the public library after school and use their computers for 30 minutes at a time. Kids would ask why I didn't just do it at home, and I'd make up excuses about our internet being broken. The worst part was watching everyone else get better at technology while I fell further behind. My friends would text each other constantly, share memes, play online games together. I became the weird kid who didn't know what anyone was talking about half the time. When I turned 13, our school started issuing Chromebooks for homework. Everyone got permission forms to take home. I was so excited, thinking finally this would be my chance to catch up. But when I brought the form to Dad, he read it over and just shook his head. "You're not ready for this kind of responsibility," he said, crumpling up the paper. The next day, I had to tell my teacher I couldn't get a Chromebook. She looked confused and asked why. I mumbled something about my parents preferring I do work on paper. She made me sit at a separate table during computer time, doing math worksheets by hand, while everyone else used educational apps and websites. My grades started slipping because I couldn't submit assignments digitally like everyone else. I didn't know how to use Google Docs or research things online efficiently. Group projects became nightmares because I couldn't contribute anything technology related. Kids started calling me paper girl and asking if my family lived in the Stone Age. The breaking point came during 8th grade when Mrs. Williams assigned a presentation about climate change that had to include videos and interactive elements. I tried explaining I couldn't do it, but she thought I was just being lazy. When I broke down crying in front of the whole class, admitting my dad wouldn't let me use any electronics because I spilled juice on a computer 3 years ago, the room went completely silent. Mrs. Williams kept me after class and asked more questions. When I told her about the orange juice incident and how I'd been banned from technology ever since, she got this horrified look on her face. She said she was going to call home, but I begged her not to because I knew Dad would just get angrier. 2 days later, a social worker showed up at our house. Apparently, Mrs. Williams had contacted them about educational neglect. The social worker sat down with me and Dad and asked why I wasn't allowed to use basic school resources that every other kid had access to. Dad actually went to the garage and brought back the old keyboard from the computer I'd broken. It was still stained orange and some keys were sticky. He held it up like it was evidence in a court case. "This is what happens when she's irresponsible with technology," he said seriously. "Actions have consequences." The social worker stared at him for a long moment, then asked how long ago this happened. When Dad said 3.5 years, her expression completely changed. She explained that my punishment was preventing me from getting a proper education, and that they were going to require him to provide me with access to a computer for schoolwork. Dad was furious after she left, but he couldn't argue with CPS. He bought me a cheap laptop the next week, but made it clear he wasn't happy about it. Every time I used it, he'd hover nearby making comments about being forced to trust me again. It took months of using school computers and watching YouTube tutorials just to catch up on basic stuff my classmates had been learning for years. How did your parents fail you? When I was 10, I accidentally
What's the most unforgivable thing a nurse ever did? She unplugged my life support to charge her phone while staring right at my heart monitor, knowing exactly what would happen. I had been in a car crash just 3 days earlier. A truck hit my side of the car when a driver ran a red light. The impact shattered my ribs, collapsed my lung, and left me with internal bleeding so bad the doctors put me in a medically induced coma. I wasn't supposed to be conscious, but somehow I was. It's called covert awareness, when your brain is active but your body can't respond. I could hear everything around me, the beeping of machines, doctors talking about my poor chances, and my mom crying by my bedside each night. That evening, a new nurse came in for the night shift. She seemed annoyed from the moment she walked in, sighing loudly and checking her phone every few minutes. I heard her talking to someone, complaining that her phone battery was dying and she needed it for her side hustle calls later. I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't even open my eyes to show I was listening. I was trapped inside myself, completely helpless. Around midnight, when the hospital floor got quiet, I heard her footsteps coming closer to my bed. She mumbled something about needing an outlet and how it's not like he'll notice anyway. Then I heard the unmistakable sound of a plug being pulled. Instantly, the steady hum of the machine keeping me alive went silent, and the alarm started blaring. My heart raced as panic set in. I was screaming inside my head, but my body remained perfectly still. I could feel myself slipping away as the oxygen levels in my blood dropped. But the nurse didn't rush to plug it back in. Instead, she calmly silenced the alarm, plugged in her phone, and said, "Relax, these machines have backup batteries. You've got like 30 minutes before you're actually in trouble." She laughed and walked out of the room. I lay there, time stretching like a rubber band, wondering if I would die because someone needed to charge their phone. Minutes passed that felt like hours. I could feel my body starting to shut down, my thoughts becoming foggy. Then the door burst open. Another nurse rushed in, shouting about alarm notifications instructions at the desk. She immediately saw the unplugged cord and the phone charging in its place. She yanked out the phone, reconnected my life support, and called for help. The room filled with staff. Someone called a code. Through the chaos, I heard the other nurse trying to explain it away as a mistake, but the doctor who arrived wasn't buying it. The alarm was manually silenced, he said. This wasn't an accident. 3 days later, I woke up for real. My mom was there, holding my hand, tears streaming down her face. When I was strong enough, I told them everything I'd heard. The hospital launched an investigation, and security footage confirmed my story. The nurse was fired and lost her license. When I left the hospital a month later, I learned something else. She had done this before, at 2 other hospitals. What makes it unforgivable wasn't just that she risked my life for a phone charger, but that when I finally met her in court, she looked me in the eyes and said she didn't think I would remember any of it. She wasn't sorry for what she did, just sorry that I was aware enough to tell the truth. What's the most unforgivable thing a nurse ever did? She unplugged.
Codes just dropped in Grow a Garden. I'm going to be showing you the best Grow a Garden codes working in 2025. You can get the chicken jockey and oil pets for free, so use your mobile phone, head on over to growgg.com. Boom, free stuff. You're welcome.
What's the craziest way you became a school legend? At my high school, we had this ancient set of graphing calculators for math class that were constantly glitching. Half of them had dead pixels, cracked screens, or just refused to turn on. Teachers would apologize and tell you to share with someone else. During my junior year AP calculus exam, I grabbed calculator number 23, which was notorious for freezing during tests. Sure enough, 10 minutes in, it completely died. Black screen. Nothing. I was panicking because this test was 40% of our grade. So in desperation, I started whispering to the calculator like it was a pet or something. Come on, buddy, I said quietly. Wake up. We need to do some derivatives together. Nothing. Getting more frustrated, I tried what I thought sounded like computer commands. Enable calculation mode. Suddenly, the screen flickered and came back to life. Perfect timing. The girl next to me saw the whole thing. Oh my God, how did you do that? I just talked to it, I whispered back, confused. After the test, she told everyone that I had special calculator powers and could fix broken ones by talking to them. I tried to explain it was just a coincidence, but nobody listened. The next week, someone handed me calculator number 14, which had been dead for months. As a joke, I whispered, activate mathematical functions. It turned on immediately. Now I had witnesses. Word spread that I was some kind of calculator whisperer. Teachers started noticing that their permanently broken calculators were suddenly functional again. The legend grew out of control. Freshmen would approach me in the hallway with broken calculators like I was some sort of tech wizard. I started charging $5 to activate calculators, which was ridiculous, but kids paid it. I was making $50 a week fixing school technology by talking to it in fake computer language. The principal called me into her office after a month of this. I thought I was in trouble for running an unauthorized tech repair business. Instead, she said, I don't know what you're doing to these devices, but our IT budget has never been lower. Whatever magic you're performing, keep it up. It's not magic, I tried to explain. I think they just need— Don't explain it, she interrupted. Mystery is better for morale. The whole thing peaked during senior year when the ancient computer lab crashed during final projects. 20 computers, completely frozen, with kids' senior presentations stuck on them. The teacher was about to call IT and postpone everything when someone yelled, get the calculator whisperer. Everyone turned to look at me. Suddenly, I'm supposed to fix an entire computer lab with my fake tech speak. I walked to the front of the room, feeling like a complete fraud. 20 broken computers, 40 kids staring at me, and my reputation on the line. I took a deep breath and spoke in my most confident voice. Network systems, acknowledge presence, execute mass recovery protocol. Nothing happened. My legend was about to crumble. Then, one by one, the computers started booting up. Every single one came back online with all the projects intact. Someone started chanting, calculator whisper air! And soon everyone joined in. What's the craziest way you became a school legend? At my high school—
Textures, aromas.
I feel like Mickey can freestyle. Mickey, can you freestyle?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming down the road, tales that stories are told. I'm gonna let this story unfold. I got Mickey, she's my dime piece. I'm gonna do this because I find lease. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. That's all I got.
I think that's Wanda, because that would be the only person I can think that would be that comfortable.
Yeah. Wanda, you still there?
Hell yeah.
You know what?
That voice didn't sound like
not the same. So Wanda may be white, and Mickey is black.
I mean, while we're in it, Wanda, why don't you give us a little freestyle?
Yeah, Wanda, let's hear
I'll
it.
drop the beat, Wanda.
Let's set up.
Bitch, I can't relate. Ask some of that shit. Top shit. My shit. Ah.
We said Wanda, not Megan Thee Stallion.
Keep going. Let us hear one more verse.
Ah.
That was it?
You ain't got no bars, Wanda. That's okay. Wait, is Megan Thee Stallion over there, though? Ah.
Hey, Pepper, what's your favorite cartoon to watch?
I like to watch Mickey Mouse Playhouse. Ooh, I like that.
That's funny.
It's called Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I hate it here.
That's right. Come inside. Just play inside. Roll call.
That's very
Honestly,
good.
that's a really good Mickey.
Hey,
That's
Mickey,
great.
are we cool? I know we just got into it.
We're good.
What did he say?
We're good.
We good.
Could you say I'm Rick James, bitch?
I'm Rick James.
That's a man. Wanda, can you hear me?
Hell yeah.
Mickey, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Just say computer on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Computer.
Okay, so we know it's not
Okay.
Wanda. Peppa, Mickey Mouse, same thing. Say the word computer on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
It's not Peppa.
It's possible that multiple people can do a Mickey Mouse impression.
They gon' why would you give that away? You fucking alien.
Golly! Hi! Ho! He! Ha!
That one sounded worse though. Sorry.
Why would you do
Now
that?
you don't be sorry, be better.
Can I hear Stitch and Mickey Mouse at the same time? Say computer. 1, 2, 3. Computer! I didn't hear no Stitch.
I didn't hear Stitch. I heard
I
two
ain't Stitch at
Mickeys.
all.
Yeah.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Computer. Yeah.
Did someone run?
It's
That was
Snitch.
Zane.
Look at Zane running back there. You can't save yourself now. You finna
Zane was trying to tell somebody
Yeah.
else to do it.
Yeah.
Caught your white ass, didn't we? Hey, I feel like Mickey can freestyle. Mickey, can you freestyle?
Yes, please. Oh.
I always dump lemon on all of my food. I grew up in this crazy household where literally any food was up for grabs. Like you could make dinner, put leftovers in the fridge with your name on it, and wake up the next morning to find someone already ate half of it. My 3 brothers and my sister acted like our kitchen was some kind of free-for-all buffet. I'd buy groceries with my part-time job money, make myself lunch for school, and come back to find it gone. Every single time. So I got creative. I started drowning everything I made in lemon juice. And I mean drowning it. Like, I'd squeeze an entire lemon on my pasta, my rice, my sandwiches, everything. At first it was gross, but honestly I got used to it pretty quick. Actually started liking the taste. The best part? Nobody touched my food anymore. I always dump lemon on all of my food. I grew up in this crazy household where literally any food was up for grabs. Like you could make dinner, put leftovers in the fridge with your name on it, and wake up the next morning to find someone already ate half of it. My 3 brothers and my sister acted like our kitchen was some kind of free-for-all buffet. I'd buy groceries with my part-time job money, make myself lunch for school, and come back to find it gone. Every single time. So I got creative. I started drowning everything I made in lemon juice.
What is an experience you had at a courthouse that you'll never forget? I was 23, working nights at a warehouse when I got slapped with a $750 noise violation that would destroy my ability to pay rent. The citation claimed I was playing music at excessive volume at 2:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. One problem, I was clocked in at work, 40 miles away. The officer who wrote it was convinced he had the right apartment. I know what I heard, he'd written in his report. Rap music, shaking the walls, multiple complaints from neighbors, but I worked 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shifts. My time card proved it. My supervisor wrote a statement confirming I was operating a forklift at the exact time this supposed party was happening. I couldn't afford to just pay it and move on. That fine was more than half my rent, so I gathered everything: work schedules, GPS data from my phone, even security footage showing me at work. I practiced my statement 100 times in the mirror. This had to go perfectly. The courthouse smelled like old coffee and disappointment. I watched person after person accept plea deals, too tired or scared to fight. When they called my name, Officer Jacobs walked to the stand, looking annoyed that anyone would challenge his word. He was young, maybe a year or 2 older than me, with that aggressive rookie energy. Your Honor, on the night in question, I responded to multiple noise complaints at 412 Oak Street, apartment 3B. The music was audible from the street. I knocked repeatedly before the defendant finally answered. I almost laughed. Finally answered? I was loading trucks 40 miles away. Officer Jacobs, I began when it was my turn. Hands trembling slightly. Can you describe the person who answered the door? He looked irritated. You did. The defendant. What was I wearing? It was dark. You were in the doorway. How tall was the person? His jaw tightened. Average height. Look, I know it was you. Your Honor, I'm 5 feet 4 inches. Here's security footage from my workplace showing me in my warehouse uniform at 2:47 a.m. Here's my time card. Here's my supervisor's sworn statement. I spread out my evidence for the judge, but Officer Jacobs doubled down. I've written hundreds of citations. I don't make mistakes. The defendant is obviously lying. That's when the judge asked the critical question. Officer Jacobs, how many noise violations have you written at that specific address? Jacobs straightened up, proud. That building is a constant problem, Your Honor. I've probably written 20 to 30 violations there in the past 6 months. These young people think they can party all night. 20 to 30 violations? The judge's eyebrows shot up. From one building? At least. Sometimes multiple units in one night. Just last week, I wrote 3. The judge pulled up something on his computer, frowning. Officer, according to our records, you've issued 47 noise violations at 412 Oak Street since January. That's almost 2 per week. It's a party building, Your Honor. College kids. I see. And how many of these defendants showed up to contest test their citations. Jacobs shifted uncomfortably. Most just pay online. Officer Jacobs, are you aware that 412 Oak Street has only 4 units, and 2 of them have been vacant since December due to renovation? The courtroom went dead silent. Jacobs' face drained of color. Furthermore, the judge continued, voice now sharp as a blade, I'm seeing the same names repeatedly. Residents who work night shifts, elderly tenants, a single mother with an infant. You've been citing an entire building of people who couldn't possibly all be throwing parties. Your Honor, I respond to complaints. From whom? Because I'm looking at the complaint logs, and there's nothing matching these citations. It turned out Officer Jacobs had been padding his numbers, writing blanket citations for entire buildings to meet his quotas. He'd assume poor workers like me would just pay rather than miss work to fight it. The judge dismissed my case immediately, then ordered a review of every citation Jacobs had written. Over 200 fines were reversed. Jacobs was suspended pending investigation. What is an experience you had at a courthouse that you'll never forget? I was 20.
Ladies, would you please stop putting lipstick prints on the bathroom mirrors? I repeat, ladies, would you please stop putting lipstick prints on the bathroom mirrors? Thank you.
Ladies, I'd like to thank you for your time. Every day at the end of the day, I have to go through an unnecessary cleaning process. I'd like to show it to you, and I'm hoping you're willing to help. You look over here at the mirror. See these lip prints? They're greasy and difficult to get off. I go home late every day because I spend so much time on these mirrors. I'd like to show you what I have to do every day. Every day I do this.
Ladies, would you please stop putting lipstick prints on the bathroom mirrors? I repeat.
How to import designs from Custom Use to Roblox. Open Custom Use, design your outfit, and click export to Roblox.
I'm a girly girl with a girly secret. With vitality, you promise that you'll keep it. I'll tell you now. My little secret is
I farted and a poopy almost slipped out.
В утренней росе цветов соловья запев, свисточек, сок, березовый глоток. Тишины послушать волю, от тропинки в лес густой.
What's the wildest thing your parents ever did to stop your gaming? You don't know true warfare until your mom becomes an IT expert just to nerf your KD ratio. When I was 16, my mom decided that gaming past 10 p.m. was destroying my future. So she did what any modern villain would do. Installed a parental control timer on our router. At exactly 10:01 every night, the internet vanished like a Thanos snap. No warning. Just ping. 999. Squad wiped. I rage quit into real life. I stormed downstairs. There she was, in her robe, sipping peppermint tea like a Bond villain. Sleep is important, she said. You'll thank me later. Nope. The very next day, Operation Back Online began. I discovered our neighbor's Wi-Fi was unsecured. Links as guest. Bless you, retired Mr. Boyd. For 2 glorious weeks, I rose through the ranked ladder using his signal like some digital Robin Hood. Mom noticed. Our bandwidth dropped, but I still looked like a raccoon at breakfast, so she leveled up. She downloaded a Wi-Fi scanner that beeped whenever it detected nearby signals. I'll never forget her standing in my doorway at 1:52 a.m., holding her iPad like a ghost detector. I know you're still online, she growled. So she started unplugging the router at night. I used my mobile hotspot. She took my phone. I dug out a jailbroken iPod Touch. She locked the modem in her closet. I ran a 30-foot Ethernet cable through the air vent like some Mission Impossible hacker. She removed my bedroom door. I moved into the walk-in closet with a camping chair, a laptop, and hoodie, grinding matches like a gaming goblin. But then came the final boss move. She installed a sleep tracker on my phone that alerted her every time I moved past 11 p.m. So I left the phone under a weighted blanket and strapped a vibrating toothbrush to simulate rolling over. It buzzed just enough to fool the app. One night she caught me farming parsnips in Stardew Valley at 3 a.m. She just stood there in silence. At least you're being productive, she said, and walked off. Now we have a truce. If I ace my tests, I get weekend marathons, guilt-free. But I'll never forget the night she opened that shoebox labeled Science Fair Project and found a fully functioning backup hotspot powered by a USB battery bank and duct tape. Full story on my channel. Check it out. What's the wildest thing your parents ever did to stop your gaming?
When did someone challenge you at something you were an expert at? I'm a professional skydiving instructor with over 3,000 jumps, and this rich kid tried to prove I was a fraud. I've been teaching skydiving for 12 years at the most reputable school in Colorado. One day, this 19-year-old kid walks in wearing designer everything, waving around a credit card his daddy gave him. He demanded to skip the basic training and go straight to advanced jumps because he'd played a lot of video games. When I refused, he pulled out his phone and showed me his social media. He had 2 million followers and made videos doing dangerous stunts. He threatened to post about how our school was refusing service to famous influencers unless we let him skip the basics. My boss, worried about bad publicity, asked me to give him a chance. The kid signed every waiver with a smirk, bragging about how he'd probably teach me some new tricks. He wouldn't stop talking about his parkour videos and how skydiving would be easy mode for someone like him. During the ground training, he kept interrupting me to explain how he'd seen it done differently on YouTube. When I tried to show him proper parachute handling, he rolled his eyes and said, "I've watched literally every skydiving video on the internet." The morning of his first jump, he showed up hungover. I told him we'd have to reschedule, but he threatened to sue us for discrimination. He live-streamed himself getting into the plane, telling his followers he was about to show this old instructor how it's really done. At 12,000 feet, everything went wrong. He ignored my instructions and jumped too early, nearly hitting the plane's tail. He started doing flips and spins, completely losing control. His body was tumbling wildly through the air while he screamed into his helmet camera. When it was time to pull his chute, he panicked. He couldn't find the handle because he'd ignored my lesson on proper body position. I had to dive down to him, dodging his flailing limbs, and pull his emergency chute myself with just seconds to spare. His main chute tangled because of his bad body position. He started spinning violently toward the ground. I could hear him crying through the radio as I shouted emergency instructions. He was dropping too fast, heading straight for the trees instead of the landing zone. I landed first and sprinted toward where he was falling. He hit the top of a pine tree at high speed. The impact was so hard it shattered 3 branches. His expensive camera flew off his helmet and exploded against a rock. When we got him down, he was shaking uncontrollably. His designer jumpsuit was shredded, and he'd lost control of his bladder from fear. The paramedics said he was lucky, just a broken arm and a concussion. If I hadn't pulled his emergency chute, we'd be having a very different conversation. 2 days later, he posted a heavily edited video claiming our equipment was faulty and I was incompetent. His millions of followers started flooding our social media with hate comments. Our booking numbers dropped by 60%. Then something unexpected happened. Other skydivers who'd seen the incident started posting the actual footage. His helmet camera had been live streaming the whole time, showing him ignoring safety instructions and me saving his life. His followers turned against him. People started sharing their own stories about his faked stunts and dangerous influence on young fans. 3 different skydiving schools came forward with similar stories about him trying to skip training. The final blow came when his father showed up at our school. Instead of threatening us with lawyers, he handed me a check for $50,000 for saving my idiot son's life, he said. He'd canceled his son's credit cards and social media accounts after seeing the real footage. When did someone challenge you at something you were an
My friend just paid me back on Venmo, so I have money.
What job outside of Full Squad would you be best suited for? Who answered? Lawyer.
Not me.
Jude.
I wrote manager.
He's the best, arguer, bro.
I wrote manager. Which one you wrote lawyer?
Take both of my testicles, it's him. I would be a terrible lawyer. I put construction work.
Yeah, you'd be like, Your Honor, my client did not kill him. No, I wrote manager.
Wait, what did he study in?
I was in pre-med. Anyway, I wrote manager/agent.
He just added the agent.
I was gonna say you always
He
said
spawned in the agent, bro.
A manager and agent are 2 different things. Frosty's grandpa's gonna spawn. Yeah, right.
Manager at Wendy.
It's more of like an agent manager, like someone that's taking care of negotiating deals, for brand deals and stuff.
Basically, like a lawyer.
Yeah, but I actually chose a career that I would be good at.
But it's like the same thing. You're negotiating deals, like.
No, yeah.
So what did you guys put? Sorry,
I put creative director.
I just wrote marketing.
I was gonna go with marketing, but like construction work.
Then you used to construction.
I know. I was a new guy. Come on, you carry the heavy stuff. No, come on. Let's go down the line. Okay. Him. He's a little too reserved to be a lawyer. When you're a lawyer, you need more charisma. You need to be good at arguing.
Saying I'm not good at this game?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like compared to him, I can see him in the court.
Out of anyone in this room, I'd want him to be my lawyer.
100%.
I'd be a good lawyer, but I would not write lawyer.
You have the luck of
But I wrote manager because they do the same thing. I don't know which one of you wants to be a freaking lawyer, bro. Not me. I want to do creative director stuff for the NBA. Where did the NBA spawn in from? Frosty's grandpa. Hello.
That was a very lawyer move.
I didn't hear NBA in the first answer.
I've talked about this before. I hate how ads work nowadays and how they're everywhere. And I want to get into marketing so I can make better ads.
Get us more views on Full Squad.
See, my only thing is we all pick not dream jobs, but a dream job if you weren't doing this.
Ela tá cheia de tesão, eu vou te fuder com amor. Mina linda, safadinha, arregaça esse popô. Vai que sem caô. Ela é cheia de tesão e eu arregaço esse popô. Vai que sem caô. Ela tá cheia de tesão. Eu vou te fuder com amor. Mina linda,
I was going on TikTok and I saw my video. It had millions of views. She posted it. Didn't even give me any credit.
How many views did you get on this video?
3.2 million.
How many did you get?
10,000.
How much did you make from that?
It's like kind of personal now.
This is a court of law. There's nothing personal here. If I
Right,
ask
sorry.
you a question, you will answer it. So how much money did you make?
Like $12,000.
How much did you make?
0.
He was super scary. He sent me some like threatening stuff, like take that down now.
You were threatening me. I was asking you politely to take it down since it was my video. You were the one threatening.
I'm just a girl.
And I'm
I
a
mean,
14-year-old. I'm a kid.
honestly, the only thing I'm guilty of here is being like a star.
A star to what?
I'm on social media.
You're not a star in this courtroom. You are a thief. You do not get to steal other people's content and make money off it. If he didn't post it, you wouldn't have had a dime. So how much were you asking for?
$2,500.
I think that you deserve the $12,000.
This is not fair. I'm gonna make a TikTok about this. Be careful.
Did you just threaten me in my own courtroom?
Oh, like I said, I have a big following. And also, I want a restraining order. He sent me scary messages. I'm so scared.
Denied. Court is adjourned.
I was going on TikTok and I saw my video. It had millions of views. She posted it. Didn't even give me any credit.
How many views did you get on this video?
3.2 million.
How many did you get?
10,000.
How much did you make from that?
When did someone challenge you at something you were an expert?
My friend.
What? I was going.
Keep trying, buddy. Come on. Keep trying, buddy. You get there. When is the rarest seed gonna be in stock? Come on. Yo, Vin, how long have you been going at that for, man? I don't know. It's been a while. I really, really want this seed. Wow. I saw you at the same spot like a day ago. Yep. Honestly, I think we are 22 hours in. How have you not gone insane? What are you doing, weirdo? Why are you talking to yourself? Go touch some grass. I am touching grass. What is this then, huh?
When you wanna go cry, but you can't let out the feelings.
She put my name with yellow. Hearts. The favorite color like the. She put my name with yellow.
Second time.
Never let you down, baby.
China.
No! With your baby mama at the crib and blow her back out, shorty.
I'm blind and I'm putting my guide dog to the test. Okay. On this plate, we have a big, juicy, delicious cut of steak.
The next word is chargogagogman chagagogichabunagungamag.
There's just no way.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Say your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. I got over chill about the circle of storm.
What hackers? This new looking guy is hacking.
Spell chargogagogman chagagogichabunagungamag.
Oh my. Put it in chat. Why?
What? How?
The next word is chargogagogman chagagogichabunagungamag.
There's just no way.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Say your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. I got over chill about the circle of storm.
What hackers? This new looking guy is hacking.
Spell charg.
Did your child ever hear you say a word that they now repeat? Poodle. My wife and I use the word poodle as a sort of safe word when we're discussing issues that my uncle left his entire fortune to whoever could solve his riddle, so our family turned savage. Uncle Garrett was the black sheep who'd made millions in tech before anyone knew what cryptocurrency was. While the rest of us scraped by working dead-end jobs and maxing out credit cards, he lived in a sprawling mansion with 7 bedrooms, a wine cellar worth more than most people's houses, and a garage full of cars that cost more than my annual salary. When he died suddenly at 52 from a heart attack, we all secretly expected his fortune to go to some obscure charity. His final middle finger to the family who treated him like a pariah for decades. Instead, his lawyer called us all to his office and read the strangest will any of us had ever heard. To my greedy relatives who only called when they needed money or wanted to complain about their pathetic lives, I'm giving you one chance to prove you're worth more than the sum of your failures. Solve my riddle. Claim everything I've built. Fail. And it all burns in a magnificent bonfire while you watch from the street. The riddle was printed on expensive letterhead, sealed in individual envelopes for each family member. Where shadows dance but cast no light, where silence screams throughout the night, where memory lives but time stands still, find the key to my last will. At first, we actually worked together like a real family. My Aunt Patricia suggested his old photography darkroom, where he'd spent countless hours developing pictures. Cousin Dylan thought it meant his study, where he'd sit for hours in complete darkness, typing away on his computer. Mom was convinced it
Pranking Haley Billy.
Hi!
I like you.
Wait, seriously?
No, it's a prank. Pranking my daddy. Hi.
Hello. Stop calling me. How did you even get this number? I changed it weeks ago.
Sorry.
Don't you say it.
Chill.
That's it. I'm done with you. I can't believe you're calling me up. How did you get this number?
It's a pranking Pokemon. Hi.
Hi!
Wanna hang out?
Yes, let's do it!
It's a prank. Pranking Mr. Beast.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't like your chocolate.
Okay.
It's a prank. Pranking Haley Billy.
Cole's mom, tucked in or out?
In for the wedding photos, out for the dance floor.
Yeah.
No, like you're dancing, just like a person.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's
Hey, honey, I'm dancing.
Don't.
Okay.
And that's how you goals.
Cole's mom, tucked in or out?
In for the wedding photos, out for the dance floor.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Just Ass League tryouts. And as always, we're looking for heroes who don't have the best powers, so we can give y'all a second chance. I'm Ghost, and I'm the only one in the world who can use this invisibility cloak. All right, let's see it. Or I guess not see it.
There's a new divine in the normal shop, and it costs more Robux than the Fioa seed. Is it worth it, though? I'm spending my Robux to find out. 715 seems pretty insane, but we'll find out right here. Water this bad boy up, or just spend the Robux, low-key. And there it is. Okay, looks... I like. You can only collect one at a time. I got one that's 9.7 kg. I assume that's pretty average. And with no mutations, it sells for 28k. Oh my gosh. For like 100 Robux more, this is not worth it. It's always the divines that are so bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. There's a new divine in the normal shop, and it costs more Robux.
Dang, that looks sick.
My son heard from his friend at school, I think, and one day he was so sad and asked me, why are you so mean? And I said, why? And then, you killed a lot of people. My son heard from his friend at school, I think, and
I know choosing the right policy can seem like a lot of work. With
This poor dog has a very rare stomach condition, making it hard for him to digest food. So he has to sit in his special chair so he doesn't throw up every time he eats. But he's gotten used to it so well that now he knows it's part of his routine and gets super excited every time his owner walks in with a bowl. This poor dog has a very rare stomach.
my son heard from his friend.
I know
This poor dog has a very rare.
If someone shot an arrow at you, some people think you could actually catch it. If someone shot an arrow at you, some people think you could actually catch it.
Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
I know a spell that'll release all your Guna search history.
Release the witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
I know a spell that'll release all your Guna search history.
Release the witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
As long as it's not like blue or pink, bruh. As long as it's not like blue or pink, bruh. As long as it's not like blue or pink, bruh. As long as it's...
Have you?
Today, grow a garden. I bought 2 super seeds for super cheap. Instantly messaged my twin brother like, bro, the stock today is broken. Go buy before Jandel sobers up. Now we had 4 super seeds between us. We slept like kings, knowing we finally made it into the super seed club. But then morning hit, and I had a plan. I challenged my brother to a friendly little competition. We both plant our super seeds and see who gets better plants. If I win, he gives one of you his favorite pet, Queen Bee. If he wins, I give you a candy blossom worth trillions. But only if you like and subscribe. He agreed, confidently. And so, I planted first. He just sat there, watching like a smug statue. Boom! 2 rainbow plants. I don't know what kind yet, but rainbow aura confirmed. I just prayed it's not rainbow carrots or tomatoes. Then he rushed to his garden to plant his seeds. I sat down like a villain waiting for his downfall. No rainbow aura? Yes! Only gold. Unless it's gold, prismatic, or divine, I might actually win this. But then he started watering his seeds for boosted growth. I panicked, ran back to my garden like a man who left the stove on. One of my plants fully grew. Rainbow banana. Not great, not terrible. A solid mid. I sprinted back to check his progress. 2 golden stems. Still no clue what they were. Back to my garden. Watered the second seed, hoping, praying for a rainbow beanstalk or something wild. Then my water ran out. I had to ask him for help, and he actually came running, watering it like the good twin he is. Then he said, "You're so lucky." I was confused, looked at my plant. Rainbow kiwi, not amazing. But wait, why did he say I was lucky? I ran to his garden, golden green apple, golden loquat. Now I'm stuck. Who actually won? Today, grow a garden. I bought 2 super seeds for super cheap. Instantly.
Icus, icus, tralalero, tra-la-la. La-ri-la. Sahur, tung, 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 sahur. L'orbo frutto di loro.